What is up? I'm your chief guitar instructor, Miles, and today we're going over 5 of the best advanced guitar books, in my opinion, and there's links to all of them in the description below. So let's dive right in. And our first guitar book, our first advanced guitar book, is Gustavo C. Purcell's Hybrid Picking Lines and Licks for Guitar, for all styles. And as you can see there, the foreword is actually by Guthrie Govan, and the book is also endorsed by Toast Nabasi and a lot of other incredible guitar players, Tim Miller. And so if you really want to improve your advanced phrasing and your hybrid picking technique, you should definitely check out Hybrid Picking Lines and Licks for Guitar. And the book really goes into all sorts of styles and phrases and other techniques. I mean, you're going to be using hybrid picking, but you know, you're not just using typical thumb with pick and middle finger type of hybrid picking. You'll actually be using all 4 fingers. You'll be using pick, middle, ring, and pinky. How often do you see pinky being used in hybrid picking? Not a lot, and that's what makes Gustavo's book so freaking cool. And he's also got some incredible music that's definitely worth checking out, and he's very polyrhythmic focused. And one of my favorite sections in the entire book is actually the pentatonic section. And in the pentatonic section, he goes over just some like very natural feeling licks that almost feel recognizable. So like here's one of the example licks. You know, that's just a simple A minor pentatonic lick where you're using pick and middle and ring. So that's what you'll find in Hybrid Picking Lines and Licks for Guitar. And then our next book is a classic. It's Chord Chemistry by Ted Green. And Ted Green was a chord wizard, a guitar chord wizard. And this book has more guitar chord diagrams and guitar chord theory than you'll find in 99% of other guitar chord books. And this is actually a favorite of guitar players like Steve Vai. In fact, he says he'll just pick it up, he'll go to a random page, and I think it was Steve Vai that said this, and he'll just look at the charts and he'll pick a random chord. So that's chord chemistry. And seriously, the book covers everything from standard, basic guitar harmony, all the way up to advanced technical concepts that you probably haven't even considered. So, Chord Chemistry by Ted Green. And then the next book is Pentatonic Concepts by Steve Kahn. And this book can be introduced to you as an intermediate guitarist, but it's got an advanced feel for sure, especially with how he compares and uses the pentatonic scale up against chords and chord changes and chord progressions. And so, for example, he'll take a chord like C major 7 or C major 13, and he'll say, okay, we're going to play a B minor pentatonic half step down from there. So if we're playing the C major 13 type of shape and we play B minor pentatonic, then you can hear how it fits into that chord. And then if we go to the major 7th chord, you can hear how it fits in there as well. And that's just the beginning of what you'll cover in Pentatonic Concepts by Steve Kahn. And you'll also look at a very unique pentatonic scale called the dominant pentatonic, which looks like this. And so that's one of my favorite scales from the book. But yeah, if you want to dive deep into harmony and how it relates to pentatonic scales, definitely look into Pentatonic Concepts. And then, okay, this book will give you the biggest headache of all. It's the Advanced Rhythmic Concepts for Guitar, an in-depth study on metric modulation, polyrhythms, and polymeters. And if that doesn't sound complex to you, then you're probably in the wrong place, because that sounds pretty complex to me. The foreword by Alex Matriket. I've never been able to enunciate his name correctly. And then, of course, the book is actually written by Jen Rivera, who's a really good guitar player. Check out his video with Marco Miniman and Mohini Day, and you'll see his fantastic work. But anyways, yeah, in this book, you're going to be going through all sorts of different really exercises for polyrhythms and metric modulation, which, if you don't know, it's like where you're taking a rhythm like in 4/4, and then you're putting a 7/4 rhythm up against it, and then those rhythms meet at a common number, like 28. 4 goes into 28 7 times, and 7 goes into 28 4 times, right? So that's kind of what you'll be looking at. And of course, you hear polyrhythms used a lot by artists like Animals as Leaders, Gustavo Cis-Brasil, who I was talking about earlier, and Tesseract, if you've ever listened to them. So anyways, that's Advanced Rhythmic Concepts for Guitar by Jan Rivera. And last but not least, we have one of the coolest guitar books, if not the coolest guitar book in history. And my guitar teacher was the one that recommended this to me, because he actually studied with the author of this book, Pierre Bensoussan, who is an incredible guitar player. Definitely check out Pierre Bensoussan. He's up there with guys like John Gaume, Pat Metheny. Incredible guitar player. But in the book, you'll not only find guitar stuff, you'll also find like recipes. Like, for example, and you'll find quotes. So, like on this last page, you have a quote: "Music should make a humble effort to please," by Debussy. And if you scroll through the book, like I say, you'll find recipes and other cool stuff. So, like right here, you have Maguena, and Maguena is a meat and vegetable pie from North Africa. But of course, this being a music book, obviously you're not going to just pick it up for the recipes and the quotes and the other random stuff in here. No, you're going to pick this up because it's a very unique look into the guitar, into really the acoustic guitar. In fact, the entire book is written in DADGAD, D-A-D-G-A-D. It's a guitar tuning used for acoustic guitar. And yeah, like I say, if you have an electric guitar, you can still learn a lot from the book, especially because of the music theory included inside. And I guess you could tune an electric guitar to DADGAD and play through it, but you're going to get the best experience out of the guitar book by using an acoustic guitar. So try and borrow one from a friend if you don't have one. But anyways, you'll go through all sorts of weird, unique theory. The book is very classical theory focused, and you'll need to, oh, sorry about that. You'll need to really understand fingerstyle in order to get the most out of the guitar book. And you'll also learn some really interesting theory, like the harp effect and nail care and just unique ways of like playing the guitar. I don't know. You just have to check it out. Seriously. It's one of the coolest books. And it's literally just called The Guitar Book. And it's probably the best coffee table guitar book. But anyways, so those are the 5 best advanced guitar books, at least in my eyes. And what are your favorite advanced guitar books, if you have any? You can comment below and tell me what those are. But anyways, thanks for checking out the video. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, more educational content, and more looks at educational guitar products. And thank you so much again. Have a good day.